Hello, hello. All right, it is Wednesday sprints, and I am back sprinting. It's been a while. I've been traveling and working, but now it's December, and it's time to be back live in the reading sprints. What are you reading? I got a message that I think people are going to be late, which is totally fine, but I might already start reading by the time you get here. I thought I was going to be late because I was working on a shoe closet thing that I'm putting together for some clients, which is going to be kind of cool. But I'm way deep in design mode and laying out the steps for it. And so I lost a little bit of track of time. I looked at the clock at 1:30 and I was like, oh, I've got plenty of time. This is not going to be any big deal. I can, I don't know, take my time. I can relax. I don't need to set my alarm. Guess what? I need to always set my alarm because the next time I looked at my clock, it was 4:58. And we start this at 5:00 my time. So I was like, oh, wow. I am glad I looked at the clock when I did. So the lesson for me is always set alarms for things. Yeah. So I've got my tree up and decorated. I've made almost all of the Christmas cookies, and I've eaten a whole lot of the Christmas cookies. But that's why we make them, right? So I'm not even a little bit sad about that. I have a couple more decorating things I need to do, but I ran out of, I use command hooks because I rent this space and I don't really want to put holes in the wall, but also I can't put holes in the wall because the walls are made of concrete, and I don't have the right tools to be drilling through concrete to make hang things. And anyway, it's Christmas decorations. I'm not hanging them up all year round, but I need command hooks to hang up. I have garland. I have like Christmas tree garland to hang up with some holly berries to weave in. And then I also have like a big banner with little flags on it that says Merry, Merry Christmas, right? So I need to hang those up. And then I have another tree that is just all lights with my macrame ornaments that I made. I have that to still put up. And I think I'm putting it back in the kitchen this year. Although I may put it in my office. I really might put it in my office. I might put it back in my kitchen. I don't know. But it is at my friend Dave's house because we threw a party there, a holiday party last weekend, and he didn't have a tree. So he borrowed my tree. So when I get that back from him, which will probably be this weekend, I think, then I will have everything in my house decorated just in time for Christmas, which is kind of not true because we still have 2 more weeks. But anyway, I am super excited about that. I'm also, so what am I reading in December? I just started a book last night that I really like. Let me tell you what it is. It is, this is what it is. It's Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I have been wanting to read this ever since I was hoping that I got assigned to a BookTube prize group that was reading and rating Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. It was one of the nominees for the BookTube prize and made it all the way to the finals. And I never, ever, ever got to judge it. So I was like, dang it. And then when I saw it available on the Libby library at my library, I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to read. So I started reading it, and I'm not too far into it, and really, 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 really liking it so far. So I'm going to keep reading that tonight. Whew, and I may pour myself a little cocktail while I read. Um, I really should drink some water. I haven't drank enough water, and it's a little cold. So maybe instead of a cocktail, I'll have a cup of hot tea for the first sprint, and then I'll do a cocktail for the second. So, Mika, hey Mika, how's it going? I haven't seen you for so long. Oh my gosh, and you made it. I thought you were going to be super late, but you're not. Welcome. How have you been? What's been going on? I haven't talked to you for a month. Ooh. And what have you been reading? Mika always reads some of the coolest books. So I always get good recommendations. And so I'm always curious what Mika's reading. Made it, but it'll take me a few minutes to be ready to read. Okay. All right. I was just saying, I started reading Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. And so that is what I'm going to read during our sprints. And I think we should do 45-minute reading and then 15 minutes of talking. Although we'll see who comes tonight. We might do more talking than reading, but yeah. So I am excited to be back on the sprints, and I'm excited to see you. Craziness on my end. Oh no, my family's going through a lot of needless shenanigans. Which family? Like you and your mom? Those kinds of shenanigans? Oh boy. Are they fun shenanigans, or are they like wild, not fun shenanigans? I feel like right now I have shenanigans going on, but they're mostly fun. I don't have any terrible, sad shenanigans happening right now, other than like what's happening in the United States, which is not fun, nor is it a good shenanigan. But yeah, anyway, I am excited about the shenanigans happening in my book, Tom Lake. Oh boy. My 93-year-old stepfather, oh no, wants to divorce my mother after 40 years of marriage. Okay, this sounds like the beginning of a novel. And I feel like I don't know whether it's a super sad novel or whether it's a comedy. Yes, this is a scenario that's like, what? 40 years is a long time to be married to somebody. And 93 years old is kind of a ripe old age to wait to like be on your own. I think it must be dementia. So, gosh, this sounds like what's your mom going to do? What's your stepfather going to do? Is he serious? What are you going to do? Gosh. That is definitely some shenanigans. I like that word, shenanigans. I'm going to see if I can use it in a couple of sentences this week because it's kind of a fun word. Whew. Well, like I said, the only shenanigans I have going on here are the holiday decorating and Christmas cookie eating types of shenanigans. Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're gonna read, Mika? Are you in the middle of a book? What are you reading? What have you been reading? I'm very curious about that while I try to get my book pulled up on my thing here. Um, he is serious, but he must have forgotten that he is completely dependent on help. Yeah, and he must have forgotten that, well, obviously he's forgotten he hasn't been single and on his own for over 40 years. Um, yeah, 93 years old and completely dependent is not the best time to be breaking off your closest, most loving relationships. Lily! Oh my gosh. Hey, Lily. How are you? I haven't seen you forever either. Well, I haven't been here forever. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Wednesday Sprints. Um, Lily, we're talking about some shenanigans happening with Mika's family. I stayed up late to finish a book, looking for my next read. What book did you finish? And it must have been good if you stayed up late and was finishing it and stayed up late to finish it. Oh my gosh. I just started, like, I'm maybe 4 chapters in to Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. So I just started it and I really like it. So yeah, I'm 14% of the way in, which is like chapter, I don't know, 4. I'm on chapter 4. So I don't know. Have you read Tom Lake? I'm good. How are you doing? I am doing really good. I've got my Christmas tree sparkling. Um, I've had a pretty productive day today, and I'm excited to be back sprinting so I can, one, carve out specific time to read my book, and 2, so I can hang out with you guys, you all, a little bit and catch up on all the gossip. I know. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. And I'm guessing you really liked it. Um, is it a romantic comedy kind of book? It sounds like it, although it also could be a thriller. The Unhoneymooners. Ooh, I'm reading Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. Historical YA fiction. Okay, a young girl wants to study medicine, so she sneaks into anatomy. Wait a minute. I feel like you read a book that's almost exactly like this. Did you read something like this before? A young girl wants to study medicine, so she sneaks into anatomy lessons dressed like a young man. I feel like you've read this or another similar book. Am I making this up, or was that somebody else that read this and gave you the tip? This sounds familiar to me. Hi, Lily. Hi, Mika. It does sound like an interesting book. That's what I thought the first time I heard of this. Am I making this up? Mika, we talked about this before, or it's a different book. I don't know, but I remember something, and it does sound like it could go a lot of different ways. I like it. It was super cute. Yes, romance. Oh, okay. The Unhoneymooners. I feel like that sounds like it could be a Netflix special or a Hallmark movie. Am I forgetting a book I've read? Maybe. No, I remember there was some book that sounded almost exactly the same. Um, maybe she didn't want to be, I think she wanted to study medicine, but then there was something about, like, I don't know, I feel like she had to dissect, she was dissecting corpses, or there was something. But then it also turned out to maybe have some, like, um, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as you keep reading it and keep telling us what's going on in the book. Um, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's just like the same sort of premise, but a totally different book. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't remember the name, and I don't remember hearing that author's name before, so maybe it is a completely different book. I don't know, but I remember something like that. Um, I don't know. All right, so we all have our books we're gonna read. Are you guys ready? I think we should do like 45 minutes. Um, does that sound good to you? If we do 45 minutes, that puts us back at maybe we should do 50 minutes and we'll be back at like half past. Wait, no, that's not right. Why can I not do math? No, 45 minutes will get us back about a quarter after. No, that's not right. Oh my God, this is why I can't do math. Maybe we should just do 40 minutes and read to the top of the hour. Oh my gosh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to read until the top of the hour. So let me get this. Hang on. Welcome to Wednesday Sprints until the top of the hour. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, where are we at here? Oh my goodness, where are we at? I hate math. I know. I've been doing a little bit of math all day and I'm normally okay at it, but the whole time thing, because it's like, anyway, you know what it is. All right. So I will see you guys at the top of the hour, 6 o'clock for me, 7 o'clock for Mika. Lily, where in the world are you? What time zone are you in? What time is it where you are? All right. We don't know. We don't know. So I'll see you guys at the top of the hour, right? Have fun. Okay. Oh, jeez. All right, we're back. I had to finish I had to finish my chapter. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is really good. It's really good. It's like a story about a woman telling a story about like her life. She's telling like her daughters this story of things that happened when she was, in her 20s. And it's like super interesting. Oh boy. Well, that was to be expected. After regularly attending lessons, somebody recognized her and she was thrown out as a boy. Like someone recognized her as a girl and they threw her out. And now where is she? Oh, I did chores that round. Once I'm able to take a break, I'll be The Wife Stalker by Liv Constantine. Woo! That seems like the complete opposite kind of book as the Unhoneymooners. Or maybe it's not. Maybe the Unhoneymooners are actually now turning into wife stalkers. I don't know. Oh, even though she was the best student. All right. Have you read this before? Is any of this sounding familiar to you, Mika? So she dresses up like a boy. She goes to a bunch of classes. She's the best student. And then someone recognizes that she's not a boy. Someone recognizes that she's a girl and like turns her in. Right. Ooh, now she's expected to marry and spend her time in high society. And she doesn't want to do that. Who's she supposed who's she supposed to marry? The guy that outed her? Probably. No, I haven't read this before. Okay, then this is a mystery. I wonder if somebody else I was talking to has read this. If it is the same book, I will tell you this, Mika, whoever was reading it and talking about it before, really liked it. It had some twists and turns coming up. So I don't remember what they all were, and I thought it was you, but it's apparently not. So it's good. Good, good, good. My book is good too. I kind of don't want to talk. I kind of want to go back to reading it. No. So tell me what else? It's the end of the month. No, it's the middle of the month. It's the end of the year. Did you guys read anything good in November? I don't think I did. Oh, she was outed by the doctor who was supposed to do the anatomy lesson that day. Oh, he knows her because he knows her father. Does her father know that she's dressing up like a boy and um, taking in medical school, taking medical classes? This is historical YA, you said. Is it set in London? For some reason, this sounds like this is the kind of thing that happens in London. Or this is the kind of story that they write about that happens in London. Surely this happened in the United States too, back in the day. But I feel like when I read about it in books, it's always London. It's always happening in London. Although maybe people in the US were so busy trying to colonize everything that they weren't going to school. I don't know. They didn't have time to learn about anatomy. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they were pretty busy back in the early, well, the mid late 1700s, early 1800s. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering if I should make some more tea or if I should have a little cocktail. I might have a little cocktail. 6 o'clock. It's cocktail time. I also should turn on my lights, but it's so pretty sitting here by the Christmas tree. I'm sorry, I'm super dark and you kind of can't see me. I'll get closer and you can see. Um, but yeah, I like the lighting in this room right now, even though like I can see on the screen, it's not coming out so good. Sorry. What did I read in November? I so I feel like I've read a lot of nonfiction um in the last in the last month or so. Let me look back at my little reading journal because nothing from November is like sticking out at me. I know I read like a Christmassy kind of book and it was okay. Um, what else did I read? Oh, well, no, I read I read a Nora Roberts book. I did that, I guess, at the beginning of the month, The Witness, and I really did like it. I gave it 5 stars. Um, but yeah, the other ones I just was like, "Mwah, mwah." When was the last time I read a really good book? Oh, so the Practical Magic books that I read in October, I liked those. Hmm. Working on my book journal. About to count and see if I made my book goal. 34 books is my goal for 2024. Ooh. Oh, it's in Edinburgh, 1817. Okay. So not London, but sort of. I actually don't know how many books I've read this year, and I didn't really have a goal. Um, let me see. When's the last time I actually even filled in my the books that I read this year in my book journal? Uh, oh boy. Oh boy. August? Is that the last time I filled this in? Yes. Okay, so then in September I had wait, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let me see. Oops. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Oh, so I'm at like 83 for the year. And like almost, I'm almost 50-50 fiction and nonfiction this year, which is kind of remarkable to me because I normally don't. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Normally, I'm way more fiction than nonfiction, but not this year. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't hate that. Almost half and half, fiction, nonfiction. That's kind of cool when I look at my reading. Oh, wow, great job. Yeah. Um, yeah. And I haven't done so every year I do like I do a book bracket to pick my book of the year. And I haven't set it up yet. I'm gonna wait until I want to read a couple more books this month. Although I might not get a couple more books done because I usually do the book bracket the last week of the year, like right after Christmas. I figure out which book. So I've got like 2 weeks Um, I can probably read 2 more books and then figure out, my top 12 and then narrow it down to my top 1. I I think because I've had a very weird reading year with a lot of books that I would not have, like, picked to read on my own. Like, they're either book club books that people picked or the BookTube prize books that I got assigned. So, it'll be interesting to see how my book bracket goes this year. I feel like my really great books that I read were at the beginning of the year, but maybe it's just because my last 2 months have been sort of, and not even that, it's really just been the last 2 books I've read that have been, like, 3 stars. I gave them both 3 stars. My last 3 books that I've read. No, the last 3 books I read, I gave 3 stars, and then the book I read before that, I only gave 2. So, yeah, I guess I'm in a bit of a run, a bad run, a rut. But Tom Lake, so far, really, really good. So that bodes well for the end of the year, I think. I don't have a book journal anymore. Mika, how are you keeping track, or are you keeping track of what you're doing? Are you still writing reviews and posting things? I just read whatever, whenever. Mostly books that have been on my reader forever. I totally agree with this. This year, one of the things I wanted to do is read all of the books that had been sitting on my Kindle that I hadn't read yet. And I think I have done it. I think I've read everything on my Kindle that I haven't read. And I've read a couple things that were on my Kindle that I read again. So that kind of makes me happy, that I don't have these books sitting there that I thought were interesting to read, but then never read. I have read them. And one of them, 2 of them actually, were books, the one that I just finished reading that I gave 3 stars and 2 stars to. So I guess they weren't great. Yeah. Yeah, and the book for my in-person book club, I didn't read this month, um, because I can't go to book club, and it didn't look like a book that was interesting. So, yeah. No, I don't write reviews anymore. I said goodbye to my blog months ago. I feel like everybody's, like, changing everything, including myself, right? Like, I haven't done a book review video or a plan with me video, or I haven't done any kind of book videos other than the reading sprints and the book club, the Treehouse Book Club sprints. And I used to do like a video every week. And I haven't posted on Instagram uh, on my reading account for 6 weeks maybe. Um, And I'm trying to decide. One of the things I have to decide this month is, what do I want to do next year with the reading stuff? And I just don't know. I feel like everybody is switching things up, doing different things, and I can't find anyone anymore. And I totally get why people are leaving Instagram. But then I can't ever find, it's like Instagram is still kind of a place where I go to like scroll and see what people are reading. And I don't do TikTok because, yeah, I'm not doing TikTok. So yeah, it's a weird time trying to figure out where to be and what to do and where to get book information and book friends. So anyway, that is all stuff I need to figure out in the next couple of weeks, at the end of the year, starting the next year. All right, you guys should we do our second sprint? Yes, yes. I'm going to get back into my book. I'm very excited. Chapter 7. All right, let's keep going. Let's read to the top of the hour. Yeah. And then we'll chat at the top of the hour. Sounds good? All right. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, had to finish my chapter again, which is why I'm a little bit late for our top of the hour break. Oh my gosh, look who's here. Tina! Hi, Vivian and Mika. Long time no see. My sleep schedule has been a mess. I just woke up. Sorry to be late. Tina, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you're here. Yes. Oh, so Tina's been reading what's been happening. Yes, the situation is crazy. I'm definitely a believer in why waste X amount of years being unhappy with a person when you could leave now. But 90 something with dementia? No. Yeah, that's wild. That's definitely like I don't even know what you do with that, right? Whew. Love the Christmas tree and the little cat. Oh, thank you. Here's the full view of the tree. Look how gorgeous and sparkly. I didn't do the best job decorating it, but um, I did a good job, I think. Hi, Tina. Hi, Mika. All right, Mika, what's happening in your book now? How far are we? Did she ever go back to school? Did she have to get married to the guy? Has she run away? What is happening with your heroine? And by heroine, I mean the character, not the drug. My book is still very good. And here is what I am reminded about Anne Patchett. Anne Patchett knows how to write a scene. And she has all of these scenes, and they're about nothing, but they're also about everything. And they are so, so good. I am loving this story. I don't know where it's going. I don't really know what is going to happen, but I'm really enjoying reading about this family and about the mother's life back in the day. Like, I honestly, I have no idea where this is going. I don't really know what this book is about, but I am loving it. Loving. And I am, how far into it am I? Not very. I'm not even halfway. It doesn't tell me. I'm about halfway, 40% maybe. Yeah, love it. Okay. It is a lovely tree. Thank you. It is a lovely tree. This is one of my favorite ornaments, but this is also one of my favorite ornaments. I have lots of good ornaments. Oh, this is sounding very interesting. Mika's book or Mika's life or my book. What is sounding interesting? It's all kind of interesting. I mean, Mika's book is a little, I don't want to say it's more interesting than mine because mine is interesting, but hers actually has like, although mine does too. I just don't know it yet. All right, she made a bet with a renowned surgeon. If she can pass an exam without help, studying on her own, he'll teach her. Oh, but she needs to get practical experience. Oh boy. I feel like she's going to go digging up some graves. Oh, she has hired a young resurrectionist. Okay, wait, I don't know what that means. A young resurrectionist. He digs up graves? Is that what he does? The resurrectionist? What is that? Like, yeah, I feel like that's how you get experience, right? Both of your books. Oh, yes, yes, good. He's selling bodies to doctors, and now he's selling bodies to her. Oh, gosh. I mean, I get that this is how you learn things is by using dead bodies, but wow, can you imagine back in the day, like digging up fresh? They'd have to be fairly fresh, right? Because they can't be so decomposed that they're not any good anymore. So they've got to be fresh bodies. Oof. how much does a body cost back in the day? Hmm. Resurrectionists were the grave robbers who sold bodies to doctors specifically. So how did she meet the grave robber, the resurrectionist? Was she trying to dig up a grave on her own and she saw him there and he was better at it? And how much does it cost? Yeah, my book has nothing about this. One one body, roughly 8 guineas. I don't know what a guinea is. Tina's like, what is going on? What's the name of this book and when does it take place? It's called like Anatomy and it's Edinburgh 18 something, 17 something. I don't know. Let me scroll back and see what I can see. Edinburgh 1812, 1712. Edinburgh 1817. And it's called Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. She met him when she first snuck into an anatomy lesson. He was there to deliver a body. How much is 8 guineas? I feel like I need to look this up. How many dollars is 8 guineas? Okay. Here we go. 1 guinea is is 1 pound. All right. And 1 pound these days, oh my God, these bodies were cheap. If 1 guinea is worth about 1 pound, 1 pound is today, what, like $1.50. So you could buy a body for less than 15 US dollars? That can't be right. You got to pay me a whole lot more than that if I'm going to be out in a graveyard in the middle of the night digging up fresh bodies. Tina, yes, thank you. I have heard of this book before. I thought that Mika had read this before, but she says no. Do you remember how we heard of this? Was it Kenny? Was it was it who was it? Who told us about this book? Because I've heard of it too. Ooh, the doctor she made the bet with is using anesthesia, which is a new thing. He probably got it from Claire from Outlander. It was a lot of money then, at least for the common people. Well, it would have to be, right? But then when you put it into like, hang on. So that was from Reddit, my answer about how much is 1 guinea. How much 1 guinea? How much is 1 guinea in 1817? Let's see if it gives me, oh no, it's telling me nothing. It says it can't find the page. We can't find the page you were looking for. Okay. I mean, how much would you have to pay me? You would have to pay me. Okay, I'm going to Wikipedia this. Okay, a guinea was a coin that contained 1/4 of an ounce of gold. Ooh. In the Great Recoinage of 1816, the guinea was demonetized. Well, someone should tell your heroine that her money has been demonetized and replaced by the gold sovereign. origin, 17th century. No, I just want to tell me how much is it? 18th century. George the Third. Worth 21 shillings. £1 5 pence in decimalized currency. Anyway, the answer is I don't know. That's the answer. I don't know where I've heard of it. The cover is super familiar. I think you heard of it on somebody's sprints, my sprints or your sprints. Somebody was talking about this because I remember hearing somebody talking about this book. Is it Christina? Maybe Christina? Maybe Kenny? Maybe somebody like that we've never seen or heard from again. I don't know. Tina, how was Nora November? I was saying earlier, like I read The Witness at the beginning of November and it was the best book I read. All of the other books that I've read since then are like 3 stars or 2 stars. Womp womp. Hello, hello. So Tina, how was Nora November? How many Nora Roberts did you read? I just did the one and I really did like it. I like The Witness a lot. Only 2? What? How did this happen? Tina, is everything okay? I'm a little worried. My reading has definitely been on a downtick. I read 1 book. Okay, we were talking about this, or I was talking about this earlier too. Like my reading in November and even so far the beginning of December. I mean, I'm 11 days in and I've read 2. I'm on my second nonfiction. No, I'm on my second fiction and I read 1 nonfiction. And between November and December, it just hasn't been a great reading month until now. Like I'm really liking the book I'm reading right now. So I'm hoping for the rest of the month, I am great. And I'm going to do my my book bracket the last week of December. And I'm kind of excited to see what goes on there because Tina, you're going to be surprised about this. My fiction and nonfiction, I've done about half and half. I'm about 50% fiction this year and 50% nonfiction. So I think it's going to be 2 interesting brackets that I do. The fiction bracket is going to be, I don't know. I hope the fiction bracket is good. I feel like, I don't know. I don't remember reading a ton of great fiction this year, but we'll see when I go back through my reading journal. I'm sure there are books that I've completely forgotten about, but my nonfiction has been all over the place. So I feel like that book bracket is going to be crazy because how do you compare like a memoir with like a book of poetry or something like the nonfictions that I've read. So although it's poetry nonfiction, I think it is, but I actually don't think I've read that much poetry this year either. Anyway, 1 other book in November. I read 1 book in November. Everybody's doing just like 1 book in November. I haven't finished a book yet in December. I'm going to finish 1 today though. Oh, what are you finishing? I have finished 1 book in December and I didn't want, it was a Christmassy book and I was like, oh, I don't really like this. So I decided to give up on Christmas and I'm just reading regular books. I finished one book so far this month, making it 2 by bedtime. All right. You've got a few more hours. That's exciting. Yes, I normally read more fiction. I do normally read more fiction, and one of the things I wanna do this year was read more nonfiction, and I especially got a bunch of nonfiction from doing BookTube Prize because I got put in, uh so I judged 3 rounds, and 2 of the 3 rounds were nonfiction. So and it was books that I honestly, I would have never, ever in a million years picked up and read any of the books that I read for the BookTube Prize. So, yeah, I have some very diverse, uh, nonfiction that I have read this year. Ooh, ChatGPT says it would be the equivalent of 700 pounds today. Okay, so that's a decent day's work. I don't know. I don't know that I would dig up a dead body for 700 pounds, which is about $1,000, 1,000 US, maybe a little, about 1,000 US. Would I dig up a dead body for $1,000? I don't think so, but maybe. Oh my God, I don't know. Okay, it is more money though. Elvis, Evergreens, and Evidence by Tanya Kappas. I have 12 minutes left. Oh my God, then you have to finish it. This is so exciting, Vivian. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. If I was a body digger upper, I'd do it for 1,000. I think that's a good rate. This reminds me of the book we just finished, The Frida McFadden, where they're digging up a body or they're digging to try to bury a body in the first scene. I don't know. I don't know. $1,000 digging is a lot of work and it's a fresh body. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right. If I ever need a body dug, I know to call Tina. But I got to come up with $1,000 or 7 guineas. I don't know. All right. So what do you think? Should we do one more sprint? I could read one more to the top of the hour. Mika, do you need to sleep, go to eat dinner? You're an hour ahead of me. But I could keep going for I could go to the top of the hour. What do you guys think? Are we in it for one more or are we done? Asking Tina how much money you'd have to pay her to dig up a body. It would be so much more. I have to leave. Sorry. Okay, no, that's cool because I haven't eaten dinner yet and I'm getting a little bit hungry. So I kind of want to go and make some dinner and eat it too. Okay, so let's end it up tonight. And then I'm planning on sprinting next Wednesday too. But maybe at some point, we need to talk about if we're going to do Treehouse Book Club in January. And if so, what books we want to do. So, like, maybe we can talk about that next time. Yeah. And Lily, if you want to do Treehouse Book Club with us, let us know. But otherwise, it was fun to see you. I'm happy that I got to hang out with you tonight, even if it was just for a little bit, Tina. We will catch up on the Discord, and then we'll catch up like next week too. I don't think you're sprinting anymore. Are you, Tina? Are you sprinting on a different day maybe, or just not at all? Have a nice night, everyone. Yes. So I am going to sprint next week, but I think that's the last time that I will sprint in 2024 because I'm not going to sprint on Christmas and I'm not going to sprint on New Year's. And that's the last 2 weeks of this month on a Wednesday. So next week will be my last Wednesday sprints of 2024. And I got to decide what I'm doing with my booktube and bookstagram stuff in 2025. So yeah, not doing Monday sprints. All right, then I will see everyone next week. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.